This one. Okay. Hi YouTube. I hope you guys are good. Let me get Instagram going. If you can't hear me even, please let me know. All you'll need for today's class, if you've got a block, then fab. If you don't worry, you won't absolutely need it. You just need a mat. And we're going to start in Shavasana. So have a little lie down in Shavasana, and I'll get Instagram going. Hi guys. Right. Comments. There you go. Yes. Hi guys. Yeah, so I've got everyone here. We've still got a couple of minutes, guys. All you'll need for class today is a mat. If you have a block, then amazing. If you don't, please do not worry. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. This is my last Friday flow with Oishi, although I'll be back with them in a few weeks for something exciting, more details to come. I got you guys to vote, and people voted for a core focus class, dynamic and core focused. So that's what we're going to have for today. All about challenge and change, and we're going to challenge ourselves, and we're going to have some fun. So that's what I want you guys to do. I was just saying to YouTube, because I've got YouTube on as well, please find your way into Shavasana. As always, we're going to start on our backs on the mat. So come in Shavasana or recline Baddha Konasana and bring one hand into your belly and one hand onto your heart. And we just got a minute or so to wait before we hit 5 o'clock, and then we can get going. So, yeah. It's raining here in London, so I hope wherever you are in the world, it's a little bit sunnier. So guys, for those of you that have just joined, actually, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Hannah Barrett. I'm a yoga teacher here in London, and I love a fun and creative flow. So that's what we're going to have today. It's going to be focused on the core. I'm going to try and modify as much as you need to. Remember, this is your practice. This is your body. You know your body best. So please, if something doesn't feel right, if something's painful, please stop or ease off. Take a child's pose if you need to. Remember, you don't have to do vinyasas. You can skip vinyasas. Then definitely not necessary. Okay, so we've hit 5, guys. Come down onto your back. So you're going to start in Shavasana, and you're going to bring one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your heart, and you're going to close your eyes, and we're going to simply start by taking a deep breath. So inhale through the nose. Breathe into the hands, so expand through the belly, expand through the chest, broaden through the collarbones, and exhale. Let it go. 2 more times, just like that. Big breath into the belly, into the heart space. And exhale, release. And again, big breath in, biggest breath you've taken today. And let it go. And I want you to stay in your Shavasana with your eyes closed and that focus inwards. And you're going to keep that focus on your breath, because your breath helps ground you to the present moment. And the present moment is all that we have. And we know, our body knows that we're safe in this present moment, so we can start to tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest, and start to feel the magic that yoga brings. So today's practice, or my theme this week, has all been about challenge and change. So allow your practice today to be inspired by the spirit of change. For change to happen, there has to be challenge. So if you're looking for transformation, you can't continue with your resisting behaviors and expect things to be different. You need to put in the work. And maybe you'll find some things on the mat today really challenging, and that's okay. It's okay for it to be tough. It's okay for you to find it tough. I'm here with you every step of the way, and you can modify as you need to. We're going to move around the mat a little bit like mandala style today. We're going to do it about 3 times. So you get used to the flow, but we're going to switch it up each time and make it that little bit more challenging. And all I want from you today is connection. So maybe as you're lying there on your mat breathing, set your intention to have that connection. Connect to your breath, connect to your body. Keep yourself in this moment right now. Be mindful of each transition. I talk about this each week. Move slowly through the poses. Make each movement count. Move with intention. And just enjoy and have fun. So, on your back. Let's take one more deep breath in. Big breath into the belly, into the heart space. And exhale. Let it go. Keep the eyes closed. Let's bring the hands over the heart. Rub the palms together. Create some heat between the palms. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring that heat onto your heart. And set that intention. Maybe you've got your own intention, or maybe it's just to connect to the here, to the now. Connect to each other. Blink the eyes open. Maybe take a little smile. And exhale. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. If you've done my classes before, you know that I like to start with this idea of a reset where we fire up the back body, fire up the front body. So we move from that place of stability, that place of strength. So that's what we're going to do. You're going to bring your feet about hands distance from your body. When I talk about the core today, I'm talking about the whole of this area here. So imagine it a bit like a web. Lift the pelvic floor, draw the hip points towards each other energetically, hug the ribs down and lower belly in. So it's this whole area working. It's not just pulling the belly in. As you exhale, lift from your glutes and come up into a bridge. So your glutes are working here. You can even give them a poke. Keep length through the spine. Keep the core engaged. So don't let the ribs flare. Draw them down. And then you can bring your left foot in towards the middle. Bring your right knee up or bring it straight upward into the air. If this is too hard, you can even pigeon the leg if you want to. And then we're going to simply lift and lower. And at the same time, try bringing your hands straight up in front of you. And pull back on the right fingers, stretching through that right wrist. Put your brain, sounds weird, into your left glutes. Get that brain mapping working so you know you want the movement to come from that left glute muscle. Keep going. Notice if the hips start to drop. See if you can keep them as level as possible. I'm hoping you're feeling it now, guys. I'm definitely feeling it. We're going to do 3 more. So lift 3. Keep with the breath. 2. And 1. At the top, drop the right foot down, lift the left foot high. Remember, option to bend the knee, have the leaf straight, or to pigeon the leg. You're going to switch the wrists as you start to lift and lower. Brain this time in that right glute. And don't forget the core. There's lots of things to think about. And our body likes to turn off when we're not paying attention. So bring that attention, bring that connection into the body and keep it on. Keep it fired. Breathing here, hopefully you're starting to feel that right glute muscle fire up. 3 more times, guys. 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. Slowly drop the left foot, release the hands, release all the way down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you come down. So we're staying in this position today for when we've done the back body, we're going to let up the front body. Bring your hands behind your head, basket your hands. Think about that whole connection of the core. Inhale, elbows come in, exhale, you lift. You can even gaze down at this area. Flatten the belly towards the spine. Feel that strength here, lifting the head, lifting the shoulder blades. And then inhale, release. We add on, exhale, you lift. Draw everything up, straighten that right leg. Breathe here, hold it here. everything together, everything consolidated in the core. Then foot comes down, inhale, release, exhale, you lift, left leg straightens, kind of, you can push the toes away, but at the same time, hug that leg into the hip joint. Everything drawing down, core strong. Inhale, foot comes down, release. We add on again. Remember, you can stick with any of these options. You choose. Inhale, elbows come in, exhale, you lift. Right leg straightens. Take a little twist towards the right. So only a couple of inches. Keep lifting off the right shoulder blade. Keep hugging everything in. Everything drawing together, everything working together. Inhale, back to center, foot comes down. Release, other side, exhale, you lift. Left leg straightens, twist to the left. Lift off that left shoulder blades. Keep the elbows hugging in. Notice that they start to flare out. Lift off that left shoulder blade even more. Then inhale, back to center. Release. Last time we add on, guys. Exhale, you lift. Right leg straightens. Twist to the right. See if you can lift and hover that left foot off the floor, drawing everything in, slight lift of the tailbone, everything feeling consolidated, all that fire in your belly, in your center, in your solar plexus. Foot comes down, back to center, release. Hope you're feeling as much as I am, guys. I'm feeling the fire, definitely. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you lift. Twist to the left. As your left leg straightens, as you're here, see if you can hover that right foot off the floor. Keep the belly super strong. Keep lifting off the left shoulder blade. Slightly tuck the tailbone, length through the tailbone. Hug everything in. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back to center, release. Bring the feet mat distance apart, cactus the arms, bring the knees over to the left. You can bring your gaze to the right or keep it center. And I want you to activate here. So push through that inner edge of the right foot and squeeze that right glute, opening through that front hip. Take a few breaths here to collect yourself. Inhale, back to center. Take it to the other side. Again, pushing through that inner edge of the right foot, squeezing left foot even and squeezing the left glute, opening through that left hip. Okay. Inhale, brings you back to center. So this is where if you have a block, grab your block. If you don't have a block, that's absolutely fine. You're going to place your block between your legs and your thighs and your elbows. Your head can stay on the floor. If you want to have it lifted, you can have it lifted for that extra level. So different options here. First option is you dip your right toe down and inhale, lift. So exhale, you dip. Inhale, you lift. Second option, exhale, drop the leg, heel down, extend the leg. Inhale, lift. All the time, keeping that fire in your belly, keeping that belly flattening down. If your belly starts to dome and you feel like you can't control the core, then take it down a notch. It means the core is not properly engaging. Okay, inhale, back to center. The last option, guys, is you can have this leg here and slightly bring it out to the side before bringing it back and then bringing it back in. So exhale, heel comes down, foot comes to the left, back to center, and then back to the block. Again, exhale down, away to the right, bring it back to center, bring it back in. Keep breathing, keep moving, keep that connection to your core. You can lift the headset to bring that extra level of difficulty. We're really feeling this, guys. We're going to do one more on both sides. When you're ready, exhale, extend to the right, back in, back to the block. Exhale, bring it out, bring it in, back to the block. Bring the block down, grab the back of your thighs and take some rock and rolls forwards and back, coming all the way up, rolling over the knees and coming into all fours for a moment. Take a couple of cat-cows, so bringing the wrists under your shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, breathe the chest forward, and exhale, round through the back. Push the ground away, let the head go. One more time, just like that. Inhale, breathe the heart open, and exhale, round through the back. Then from here, I want you to spread the fingers, push into the hands, tuck the toes, lift the knees off the mat, and then slowly pike the hips up. Send the sit bones towards the sky, lifting up, downward facing dog. Remember, you can have a bend in your knees in your downward facing dog. It's not what it looks like, it's how it feels in your body. And remember to look after your shoulders. If you feel your shoulders collapsing in like this, that's not good. Over time, it might feel good, but over time, that's going to hurt your shoulder joints. So what you want to do is spread your fingers, push your hands really firmly into the mat, and dial the hands out so it turns on your rotator cuffs and makes your shoulders feel really strong and secure. As you inhale, guys, tiptoe your feet towards the front of the mat. Inhale, find a halfway lift, and exhale, take a fold. Inhale, you're going to roll all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up last. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in and exhale, let it go. Come back to that intention. Keeping that connection. Keeping in this moment right here, right now. Lift the toes off the mat and then spread them onto the mat one by one. Little toe through to big toe. Feel that connection to the earth. Lift through the arches. Feel that energy running all the way up through your body, through the crown of your head. Bring your hands by your sides. Surya Namaskar A. So we're going to do 3 sun salutation A. First one, eyes open. Last 2, eyes closed. Give it a try. If you feel like you're in danger, then don't do that. But give it a try. It can be fun. Inhale, lift the arms. Reach up, gaze up. Exhale, hug everything in towards center. Hands float to the floor. Fold. Knees bend as much as you need. Inhale, find length, gaze forward. Exhale, plant the hands. Everyone step back plank. Hold it here. Feel your strength. Imagine you've got a block between your inner thighs and squeeze it towards each other. Wrap the glutes down. Lower the knees. Exhale, chest, chin, all the way down. Keep the shoulder tips lifted. Inhale, pull back cobra. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Reach the sit bones up. As I said at the beginning of the class, please miss out any vinyasas. If you don't want to do them, then come straight to down dog or come to child's pose. This is your practice, and yoga should never be painful. Yes, we want to challenge ourselves, but we also need to know our limits. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Inhale, step or jump to the front of the mat, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, coming all the way up, fingers touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now you close your eyes. Make sure you have got nothing in your way that you're going to trip over. And maybe step back, don't jump back. So with the eyes closed, inhale, lift the arms. Reach up through the fingers. Exhale, floating forward. Hands to the earth, hug everything in towards the midline. Inhale, find length. Exhale, plant the hands, step back plank. Lowering with knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Keep the eyes closed. Inhale, breathe the heart open. Open through the chest. And exhale, navel to spine lifts you up. Downward facing dog. Eyes are closed. Tune in. Have you lost that connection to your center, that connection to your core? Can you draw everything in like we did at the beginning when we were doing those lifts? Can you dial your hands out, getting even more strength and stability in your shoulders? Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Inhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold, eyes are closed. Inhale, root to rise, coming up. And then exhale, we're floating all the way down. Notice the wobbles just by closing the eyes. Inhale, breathe the heart open. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Lower, shoulder tips lifted, core strong. Inhale, breathe the chest open, glutes are working. And exhale, hips to the sky, down dog. Keep the eyes closed. Keep that connection inwards. Notice how closing the eyes can even make the simplest poses, or the poses we believe are simple, that much harder. It's like if you ever tried tree pose and close your eyes. It's such a struggle. Take a big breath here and breathe into those back ribs. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, bring yourself to the front of the mat, long spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, fingertips touch. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart and blink the eyes open. Straight away, sun salutation B, but a little modified. Inhale, sweep into your chest, squeeze the knees. Hold it here for a moment. Think about this midline through your body. Hug everything towards center. Either hold it here or lift your heels coming up onto your tip toes. As you exhale, you're going to fold forwards, keeping those heels high until your fingertips touch the ground, then heels come down too. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, lower, coming into your chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Then inhale, heart opens, breathe the chest forward, and exhale, hips to the sky. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward, and inhale, rise up, warrior one. Gaze up. The back foot is about 45 degrees. Your core is on. Don't let the ribs flare. Hold it here. Ground down through the feet. Push through the outer edge of the feet. Lift the arches. And that left hip is spiraling forward, square to the front. As you exhale, take your warrior two to the back of the mat. Breathe the fingertips in opposite directions. And again, lift through the arches. Feel that connection to the earth. And feel the energy running through the legs up through your body. Windmill the hands. Exhale. Step back plank. Maybe three-legged plank. And lower with control, with intention. Inhale, breathe the chest open, and exhale, navel to spine. Left side, inhale, left leg lifts, squeeze that glute. Exhale, step the foot forward, and inhale, lift up, rise up. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Right hip squares forward. Check in on those ribs, because sometimes we just love to kind of poke them out here. Draw them in. Squeeze the glutes, and exhale, take your warrior two back to the front of the mat. Ground down through the feet, lift up through the crown of the head, lift up through the side waist. Exhale, windmill the hands, frame the foot, step back, maybe three-legged plank. Lower with control, with intention, with strength. Inhale, breathe the chest open, glutes are on. Exhale, navel to spine, lift you up. 5 breaths here, or 5 breaths in child's pose. You choose. Keep that strength through the body. Push into the hands, dial them out. Lift the sit bones. Engage the core. Hug the front ribs in towards the back body. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Inhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping into your chair. Squeeze the knees towards, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. And sit the hips back. Holding here, breathing here. We're going to do one more, but we're going to do it moving with our breaths here. So breath this time. So we're not going to hold any poses. So lift the heels off the mat or stay in your chair pose. As you exhale, your fingertips float to the floor. Your heels come down last. Inhale, find length, gaze forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump, taking yourself through your vinyasa. Whatever that looks like. Breathe the chest open and exhale, hips to the sky. Inhale, your right leg lifts high. Exhale, step it forward. And inhale, rise up, lift up, warrior one. As you exhale, take your warrior two to the back of the mat. Then windmill the hands, step back, maybe three-legged plank. Scapula stuck on the back of your body. That sounds really weird, but keep them lovely and neutral, lovely and stable as you lower to a count of 3, 2, 1. Inhale, breathe the chest open, and exhale, hips to the sky. Inhale, lift the left leg high, step it forward. Inhale, lift up, breathe up. Warrior one. As you exhale, open your body back to the front of the room. Warrior two. Don't let that front knee collapse in. Push it out. Get the glute going. Windmill the arms. Step back. Three-legged plank. So what I was trying to say before, try and keep your scapula in neutral. See if you can have the feeling of dragging your hands back and then you lower. Yes. Inhale, breathe the chest open, and exhale, hips to the sky. Before we take a child's pose, let's come into dolphin. So as you exhale, see if you can drop your forearms onto the mat with control. If you need to one at a time, that's fine.
So you can have the hands parallel or you can clasp the hands in towards each other. Lift your right leg high. Bend the knee and open the hip, but try and keep the pelvis neutral. Try and keep it square. So you're not opening your body there. You're just getting that lovely feeling of opening through the front right hip. And then inhale, straighten the leg. Bring it down, exhale. Inhale, your left leg lifts straight away. Bend the knee and open that hip. Push into the forearms. Draw the front ribs into the back body. Hug the navel up and in. Breathing here, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, leg lengthens. Foot comes down, knees come down. Take a child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Take a huge breath into the back ribs. And exhale, let it go. One more time, just like that. Big breath in. And release. Slowly plant the hands. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Start to tiptoe like we did at the beginning. Your feet to the top of your mat. And then you fold. Inhale, sweep into your chair for a moment. And exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment. Breathe here. Big breath in and long breath out. Come back to that intention. And now we flow. So as I said at the beginning, it's a mandala style flow. We're going to go around the mat like we've just done, and we're going to build on it each time. So when you're ready, inhale, let's sweep into a chair. Exhale, straight away fold, hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Take a moment here with the leg lifted, straight back, extending straight back behind you. Square the hips, squeeze that glute, feel your strength. Push into your hands, dial the hands out. Core super strong. Exhale, step the right foot to the front of the mat. If you need your hand to help you, that's absolutely fine. And then inhale, you're going to wind, open the arms and lift into warrior 2. Breathe up through the crown of the head, ground down through the feet. Lift through the arches. Big breath here. Notice in poses like this that maybe we've done hundreds of times, notice where your mind goes. Can you keep it here? Can you find an area of challenge? Can you notice somewhere that's switched off and turn it back on? Big breath in, and as you exhale, everyone bringing their forearm to their thigh, bringing the left arm overhead, coming into extended side angle. So roll this right hip open, roll the right shoulder open, and draw an imaginary line through the left foot, all the way through the left fingertips. Breathing here, opening through the body, and again, recognizing where the mind is going. Can you energize through the legs, through the glutes anymore? Big breath in, and then as you exhale, sit back into the left hip. So turn the left toes at about 45 degrees and sit back Skandasana. Send your right toes up towards the sky. So you're feeling a really nice stretch from the inner thigh. And I don't want you to sink down. If you can come to the floor and you're just hanging out here, if this is easy, that's not what I want. I want you to challenge yourself so you feel a lift. Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor is lifting. Your core is super strong. Then you're going to inhale to center, both feet at 45 degrees, and you're going to come into your goddess pose. Breathing here, feeling like a warrior, squeezing the shoulder blades together and down. The whole body is active. And notice because maybe you tend to tip in your pelvis here, or maybe you tend to tuck it. Can you bring yourself into a neutral pelvis here? Taking a moment more. Then as you inhale, your right arm is going to sweep under and up. You're going to turn to the back of your mat into high lunge. So first time round, we're going to simply step our right foot to meet our left and sit into chair pose. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Take a big breath in and exhale, we fold. Part one of the sequence. Inhale, lift halfway. Inner thighs hug in, glutes are on. Exhale, plant the hands, step back plank. Lower, knees, chest, chin. Elbow tips stay lifted. Shoulder tips even. Inhale, breathe the chest open and exhale, hips to the sky. So left side. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Squeeze the left glute, square through the hips. Reach the left toes up towards the ceiling and push away with the right hands. So push, push, push. Dial the hands out. Everything really strong. Core is on. Exhale, step the left foot to the front of the mat. And inhale, wind you up. Warrior two. Again, feel your strength in your warrior. Find something new in this pose, even if you've done it thousands of times before. Push down through the feet, particularly those outer edges. Lift through the arches. Energize that little bit more and grow long through the side waist. As you exhale, your left forearm comes onto your thigh. Your right arm sweeps over. Can you open this right hip even more? Can you notice if your left knee started to collapse in? Push it out. Get that glute working. Breathing here. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling, or if you prefer for your neck, you can have it down. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. One more time, inhale. And as you exhale, start to bend into your right knee, left toes up towards the ceiling and sit back Skandasana. Notice how this side will feel different to the other one. For me, this is my stronger side, so it feels so much easier. Breathing here, being here. I should have said your hands can totally be on the floor if you need that little bit extra support. Inhale brings you back to center, brings you back to that goddess pose. Sit down deep in the hips. Again, notice if your knees start to cave in. Keep them coming out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and down. And check in on the pelvis. Notice if you're tipping. Either way, can you keep it nice and neutral? Can you keep the core engaged, the glutes engaged? Breathing here. Let's take 5 little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, your left arm sweeps under, coming into high lunge. Your right foot is forward, your back to the front of the mat. As before, simply, you're going to step that left foot in to meet the right, coming to your chair pose. Take a big breath in, and exhale, let it go. Inhale, and as you exhale, float forward, hands to the earth. Take a breath in as you lengthen through the spine, hug the lower belly in. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. So now we add on. Inhale, your right leg lifts high to the sky. Before we step into warrior two, we're heading to half moon. So if you need a block, grab a block. You're going to bring your right foot to the front of your mat. Your right fingertips come down onto the floor or onto a block just in front of that right foot, and you lift that left leg behind you. Flex the foot and turn your toes out towards the left side of the room. Maybe your left hand comes up, or maybe it stays on your left hip. Keeping the body nice and open and keeping lots of length through the side waist. Breathing here, feeling the strength, feeling that connection to your core. Keep that connection to your center. And then as you exhale, as slowly, mindfully as you can, bend into your right knee and come into your warrior two. Take a couple of breaths here. You know where we're going. We're going towards our side angle. So this time you can do exactly the same as what we did before, or you can bring your hand onto the floor or a block. So exhale, bring your hand onto your thigh, onto a block, or onto the floor. Again, drawing that imaginary line of energy from your left toes out through your left fingertips. Your gaze can be up, or it can be down if that feels better. Don't let that front knee collapse in. Keep the lift and energy through the legs. So push down to lift up. Big breath in, and then as you exhale, come up, bend into the left leg, Skandasana. This time, bring the left hand down and open your right arm to the sky, bringing a little bit of a twist into it. Right toes facing upwards, breathing here, being here. Find that connection. And then inhale, brings you up, and we're going to come back into goddess. But now comes the element of challenge. So this looks like a bit of a funny one, guys. You're going to bring your fingertips towards your ears, and you're going to sit into your goddess. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift your right knee towards your right elbow, and then sit back into goddess. So keep the breath going. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bring it down. or however you want to breathe, however feels normal, just remember to breathe. So we're working the core, we're working the glutes, we're breathing here. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Into your goddess. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Come into that high lunge. As you exhale, I might struggle to do this, but you're going to bring your hands into cactus. Lean the body forward and lift up into warrior 3. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Spiral this right hip down, energize through the leg, core is on. As you inhale, reach the arms forward. As you exhale, squeeze them back. 2 more times. Inhale, reach them forward. Exhale, squeeze back. Last time. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, squeeze back. Then step your right foot to meet the left at the front of your mat. Chair pose, sit down. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core. As always in my classes, start to sit a little bit lower. A little bit lower. So much so, you can bring yourself down onto a seat. Boat pose, Navasana. So option 1, bring your hands behind your thighs. Roll the shoulders open, open through the heart. Option 2, bring your hands alongside you. Option 3, we're going to go low boat to high boat. So exhale, push the lower back into the ground. Inhale, rise up. Think about that engagement through the core. Notice if your belly starts to puff up. If it does, then maybe just only go back a little bit. Lifting and lowering. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Keep that connection to Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor. We're doing 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Let's hold at the bottom. Exhale for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale brings you up. Hug your knees into your chest. And inhale, sweep back into your chair. Either hold your chair, and you can actually, an option if you want to come into a twist, you can come into a twist to your right hand side, bringing your left elbow towards your thigh, breathing the heart open. If you want to have a little moment to fly, arm balance, bring your hands down, bring your knees to the back of your arms or the outer edges of your arms as high towards your armpits as you can. Keep the breath going, slightly gaze forward, push into the hands, puff up through the upper back, and see if you can lift 1 leg, 2 legs off the floor, crow pose, holding here for 5, breathing here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet come down, inhale, everyone meet back, chair pose, exhale, you fold. Inhale, halfway, gaze forward, exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, and let's go straight, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, let it go through the mouth. Inhale, your left leg rises. Remember, straight to half moon, guys. Step your left foot forward, left fingertips down, and open your body out to the right. So opening that right hip, stacking it over the left, keeping the length in the body, keeping the strength in the core. Holding here, breathing here. For 3. Lift through that right leg a tiny bit more. Ground down through your left foot. Ground down to lift up. 2 and 1. Slowly bend into your left leg. How slowly can you transition? Warrior 2. Big breath in. Long breath out. Again, next exhale, you're going to bring your arm to your thigh or onto the floor. Your right arm comes over. Draw a line through your right toes, out through your right fingertips. This glute is on, open through the hip, length through the side waist. Holding here for 3, for 2, and 1. Push into the right foot, straighten the left leg, turn the left toes up, sit down. Right fingertips come down, left arm reaches up, Skandasana twist. Keep the connection to your core. Keep the connection to your glutes. Feel the challenge, feel the energy, guys. And then inhale, brings you back, goddess pose. We're not going to do the lifts this time. We're going to do something different.
So you're going to sit into your goddess. You're going to bring your fingers to your ears. Big breath in, and as you exhale, your right elbow comes towards your right knee. You can tap it or you cannot. If you can just go this far, that's absolutely fine as well. So inhale to center, exhale, brings you down. Inhale, center, exhale, bring it down. So we're getting the whole core working, the obliques as well. Your glutes are working. Don't let the knees collapse in. Keep the legs super strong. We're going to do 4 more on each side. So 4. Inhale up, exhale over. And 3. My legs are screaming. And 2. And last one. Woo, definitely feeling on the legs. Inhale, brings you to center. Sweep that left arm over, come back into your high lunge. Ground down through your right foot. You can even have a kind of slight feeling of pulling it back towards you. Really get the glute firing. Core strong as you exhale. Cactus the arms and shift the weight forward. Warrior 3. You can let this left hip spirals down, square through the hips. Send energy through the toes, up through the crown of the head. As you inhale, reach the arms forward. As you exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach, core is on. Exhale, cactus. Then step the feet to the front of the mat, chair pose. Big breath in, long breath out. For a moment, inhale, bring your hands to your heart and take a moment. Take a big breath into the belly, close your eyes, and exhale, let it go. So guys, take a few more of those breaths. Last time with this sequence, we add on. So prepare yourself. You've got this. Face the challenge. You can do this, guys. Okay. Take a big breath in. Take a long breath out. And then inhale, sweep back into your chair. Exhale, fold, hands to the earth. Step back straight away, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hips. So wild thing before we do half moon. Slowly flip your dog. See how slowly, how controlled you can make that movement. The left hand pushes down and dials out. So you're super strong in the shoulder. Your glutes are on, hips lifting. Breathing for 3, for 2, and 1. The right foot is heading to the front of the mat. Can you get it there without using your hands? If you need your hand, try maybe bringing it on your right knee. Stepping to 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes down, right hand comes down. Half moon. Take the variation that you need. So what you can do here to add on, you could float the fingers, you could bend the knee, see if you can take hold of the top of the foot. Opening out here. And then even here, you could see if you can float. I don't know if this is going to work. If you can float those fingers off the mat, maybe you can bring them in towards your ear. Breathing here for 3, for 2, 1. Whoa, slowly let go of that foot. Come down with control, with intention. Warrior 2. Big breath in. As you exhale, side angle. Forearm can come to the floor, can come to the thigh. Breathe here, be here. Energy through the legs. Big breath in. Then as you exhale, sit back Skandasana. This time we're going to take the Skandasana from side to side. So again, stay with strength. See if you can keep it low. Inhaling through center. Exhaling, sitting it down. One more time, both sides, guys. Bring it over. Left toes point up. Bring it over. Right toes point up. Then inhale, brings you back into your goddess. This time, I want you to bring one hand to the belly and one hand onto the sacrum. So you're kind of like squeezing yourself like you would a tube of toothpaste. You're going to close your eyes. Each time you inhale, release the belly, let everything go. Each time you exhale, find that engagement through the core. So Uddiyana Bandha, hugging that lower belly up and in, and you can get Mula Bandha as well, lifting the pelvic floor. So inhale, release. Exhale, engage. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift. 3 more times. Release. And engage.
release, engage. Imagine you're squeezing yourself like toothpaste. One more time, and squeeze. This time, you're going to straighten your legs, turn your toes slightly in. You can even bring the legs slightly more further away. So your feet are parallel, or your toes slightly pointing in. Bring your hands to your hips, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, hinging from those hip points, bring your hands down to the floor. You can make this into more kind of a ragdoll by taking hold of either elbow, or maybe taking hold of each big toe and finding a little bit of pull action to breathe the hamstrings open. Keep the kneecaps lifted, pushing down through the feet. And please, a gentle stretching is fine, but do not force yourself. There are too many hamstring injuries in yoga. So take a moment and always start at your kind of 40% and then work your way up. We go in at 100%, our muscles are clever, they say no, stop, and we won't be able to go any further. So wherever you are, taking a moment here and noticing any thoughts going through your mind. Don't try and force them away. You can lean into them. Simply let them be, but keep coming back to your breath. Being here now. Wherever you are, slowly bring your fingertips underneath the shoulders. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands to hips, and inhale brings you all the way up. Sweep the right hand up, under, and over. Warrior towards your warrior 3, high lunge even. As you exhale, shoot the arms back. Warrior 3. Push down through your left foot. Get those stabilizing muscles in your left hip working. And then we're going to take some little taps. So exhale, bend into the left knee, tap the right toes down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. 2 more times. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Lift, and then right foot comes to left. Sit back, chair pose. Exhale, hips come down. They come down. They come down. Hug everything into center. Kind of stop at this halfway point. Half chair. Squeeze everything to midline. Then exhale. Come all the way down to seat. For some people, that's really hard. I should have said that the first time. If you've got really tight Achilles, that can feel near impossible. So do use your hands if you need to. So back to our boat pose, guys. Again, same options as before. Keeping up here. Or we can bring some twists into it. We can even bring a block into it. We did this together last week, where you sit on a block. So you can either be on the mat or on the block. It doesn't matter if you don't have a block. So if you're on your block, sit a little bit further forward than you think, and then lean back and find your boat pose. So as you bring your hands to your heart, unless they're behind your thighs, as you exhale, extend your right leg and twist over to the left. Inhale brings you back to center. Exhale, left leg, twist to the right. It's not a big movement, the twist, but it will get your core and your obliques particularly firing. Inhale back to center. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. Keep the core super strong. 2 more times, guys. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Last time, exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Hug the knees in. Big squeeze. Grab that block if you've got one and place it to the side. See if you can bring yourself back to chair without using your hands. Pushing through your feet and lifting up, chair pose. I forgot, no, actually we can do this. So if you were in your twist, you're going to come into a twisted chair on the opposite side. For those that want to play around with crow, that's what we're going to do now. So you can either just do crow as we did before, lifting up exactly the same way. If you want to build it a little bit further, let's try toe taps. So bring your hands down, shoulder distance apart, spread the hands, push into the floor, puff up through the upper back. See how I puff up? I'm pulling my shoulder blades away from my spine. Lift the hips high, bring the knees to the outside of the arms. Reach forward, gaze forward, breathe, lifting up into your crow. I'm not going to do this talking. So as you exhale, you're going to bring your right toes towards your right wrist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, left toes. Inhale, lift. Moving, 1, 2, the other. Keep that lift. Your fingers act like little brakes. So my fingers are doing this to stop me from toppling forward. If you're scared about things like this, and I was when I started, grab a pillow and put it out in front. So guys, wherever you are, take one more big breath, and then you're going to inhale, crow pose, come back to chair, twisters, come back to chair. Let's all meet here. Big breath in, exhale, you fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, on the hand, step back, down dog. So we do it on the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend the knee, open that hip. How slowly can you flip your dog? 3, 2, 1. Toes come down, heart reaches up. Breathe the hips high, reach those left fingers overhead. Again, that right hand is dialing out, stabilizing through the shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Left foot is going to the top of your mat. Can you step it there without using your hand? Your core is helping you. 3, 2, 1. Left toes come down. Left fingers come down. Lift up, half moon. We're so close to being there, guys. You've got this. Breathe into the challenge. So maybe float the fingers. Maybe bend that right knee. Take hold of the foot. Breathe one into the other and have that feeling of kind of opening through the heart. And then even here, gosh, I'm leaning onto my cupboards behind me. You can bring your left fingertips to your ears. So holding here for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly let go of the foot. Bring the toes down. Returning. Warrior 2. Breathe in. Exhale. Hand comes to the floor or onto your thigh. Reach your right arm up and over. Take a moment here. And then exhale. Bend into your right knee. Left toes go up towards the ceiling. Now we take our little Skandasana squats, keeping low. Right toes up to the ceiling. Keep the hips sitting back. The core is on. Pelvic floor lifted. Inhale through center. Take it to the other side. Last time. Over to the right. And then we come back into our goddess pose. This time, close your eyes. Cactus the arms. We're not going to do the little puffs. We're going to do pulses. We're going to pulse for a count of 10. So start to pulse. 10. Neutral pelvis. 9. Breathe. 8. Shoulder blades squeeze together. 7. Knees pushing out. 6. Glutes are firing. 5. And 4. Stay with the breath. 3. Recognize that voice in your head that say you can't do it. Tell it you can. 2. And 1. Inhale, stretch the legs. Extend them. And then start to turn the toes in. So your feet parallel. Your toes can be slightly pointed in. Hinging from the hips. Inhale, breathe the chest open. Actually, this time, bring your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers and bring that fist onto your sacrum. Hug the elbows in towards each other, then straighten the arm, and exhale, fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. I hope I've got that number right. So what you want to do is lift through your arches, push down through the outer edges of your feet, and find length in the spine. Don't round here. Think about finding length, so sending your chest more towards the floor than reaching your head down, if that makes sense. Really hinging from the hips, and notice, is your weight in your heels? Can you bring it more to the center of your feet safely? One more breath here. Then as you exhale, come all the way up and release your hands. Sweep your left hand towards the front, coming back. Warrior 3, last time. Big breath in. As you exhale, shoot the arms back. Lift the left toes. Spiral the left hip down. Reach up through the right foot. So push down to lift up. Exhale, bend into that right knee. Tap the left toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Let's do one more. Tap it down. Lift it up. Left foot meets right. Give yourself a big smile as you inhale, and as you exhale, fold it forward, hands to the earth. You're going to step back into a downward facing dog and take a big breath in and a big breath out. Bend the knees, jump forward and come to sit. on your mat. You guys have done amazing. You're going to bring your soles of your feet together. So your legs are in a kind of diamond shape. Bring your hands behind your head. Let's keep with that active strength. So inhale, lift through the crown of your head, length through the spine. And as you exhale, hinge forward here, really sending the crown of the head away from you rather than down. You can keep your hands here. If this is too much, bring your fingertips onto the floor. Breathe the thighs down. Breathe the legs open. We have so much passive stretching in yoga when we're like yanking ourselves into poses. It's good to have active stretching too. And it's a really safe way of stretching as well. Inhale brings you all the way up. You're going to plant your feet flat on the mat. And we're going to come down to lie on our back. So rounding through the spine, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, keeping the legs close to you, bring the knees to the left. Your gaze can come to the right, coming back like we did at the start to this twist. Close your eyes. Start to absorb your practice. Inhale brings you up to center, and exhale takes you to the other side. Gaze can come to the left. Keep the eyes closed. Keep the breath steady. Inhale brings you up. Last time, big squeeze. Lift your head off the mat, and you're going to engage every single muscle in your body to a count of 3. Even your face, your legs, your glutes, your arms. 2. Everything's working. 1. Release. Exhale. Everything releases down to the mat. Shavasana. Even if you can only be here for 10 seconds, take those 10 seconds. Let's together take a deep breath in. And exhale. Let it go. And then you stay in Shavasana. Stay with your breath, but this time don't try and change it in any way. Simply be its witness. Notice how each breath looks that little bit different and how different parts of your body move as you breathe. Our yoga mats are like laboratories for observing our habits and thoughts. How we move, breathe, how we think and feel on the mat can reflect how we do things in everyday life, and an opportunity to know them better and to therefore do better. Use your practice as a lens. How you do anything is how you do everything. Study yourself, lean into it, and use the findings to create the change that you want. And ending with a reading inspired by a lovely friend of mine, Mariel Whitman. In a world where you can be anyone, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. In a world where you can do anything, do what you love. When you find your passion, the things that create such drive inside, it can't be stopped. No one can hold you back. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. We all have things going on. We're all fighting our own battles, and we could all use a little more kindness. In a world where you can give anything, give help. Build bridges, not walls. In a world where you can see anything, choose to see the positive lights. The more we find the positives, particularly in grey days, the more beauty you'll find in life. In a world where you can feel anything, feel love. Love surrounds you. Can you feel it? Eyes, keeping the eyes closed. Slowly start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. As you inhale, stretch your arms over your head, stretch your toes away from you, and then exhale, hug your knees into your chest, massive squeeze. Big breath in. And as you exhale, roll to your right side and slowly bring yourself up to a comfortable seat.
Bring the eyes closed. Bring your left hand flat on your heart. Your right hand comes straight on top of it. Guys, ending with a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for this connection with each other. Gratitude for the strength in our bodies. For the heart beating underneath our hands. For the breath inside of us. And simply ending with one breath together. Deep breath in. Long breath out. As always, thank you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I really hope you've enjoyed the class, and I hope to be back on this channel soon, guys. Have an amazing weekend. I hope you enjoyed it.